Um, Welcome to my channel. I'm Sunny, your North Country knitter, and I'm so excited to have you here today. Welcome. So, for everybody who has watched my previous videos, do you notice? Yeah. I have a box down there I'm kicking. Yes. My ball winder got here, my yarn winder got here this past Monday, because today is what? January the 4th. It is a Saturday, so I'm here a day early. This got here Monday, my ball winder, so I have been busy winding up a whole bunch of yarn. I'm trying to get it so you can see. There's the top right there. Yes, so we have been busy. Even my husband's been like picking up skeins of yarn for me and winding it up. And I was actually surprised because I thought I had more than this amount. We'll get into that later though. Welcome to my channel. I hope you're enjoying it. Please go ahead and like and subscribe if you do end up liking this video. I'm basically a knitting vlogger. Yes, that's a good term. I'm a knitting vlogger, and I am basically just reaching out. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I don't have many knitting friends around me, so I thought I would put myself out there via YouTube. Hello. So basically what I like to do is show you what I am working on, what I have finished, and maybe some projects I hope to do in the future, small yarn hauls, that sort of thing. I will not be doing, I can't see myself doing instructional videos. I'm not that good at teaching people, so I'm not the one you want me to teach you to. Yeah, you don't want me teaching you, basically, as of right now. Maybe down the road that will change, but yes. So, vlogging. You can also find me on Facebook at North Country Knitter and Instagram at North Country Knitter. And I have my own Etsy shop, and that is North Country Knit Shop. The N and the S are both capitalized, and I will link that all down below. As you can tell by the video name, this is my 5th video, so I'm kind of new to the whole YouTube world, but I'm having fun here. I like it so far. It's a great way to connect to everyone. So, hello. So let me show you what I've been working on. This, you're actually going to find it familiar. I showed you this last week. I did not finish my Roman stitch cowl, and I have a good reason, trust me, but this is how far I've got. I've gotten quite a bit further than last week. I'm well into ball number 2, and I'm loving how this is coming out. This is using, the paper came off. This is using Mary Max and Aspen yarn, and I went on into this detail later, or last video. But this yarn is the color Alpine. It's made in Turkey, and you get approximately 130 yards per ball, or 100 grams, 3.5 ounces. And I'm really enjoying this yarn. This is the second project I have done using this yarn, and it has come through. It is a roving type yarn, so I'm going to get, this is the colorway Slate that I'm going to show you. This is the color I used on my last project. But it is a roving type yarn, so it's kind of loosely, oops, there we go, loosely spun. And this is a giant kind of mess down here. You can see there are spots that are tighter spun and spots that are a little bit looser. That's not really the best example, but I see an example. these two strands, you can see how one's a little bit tighter spun than the one next to it. This is looser, this is a little bit tighter. And I love working with roving yarns. It's a bulky weight 5, and this is the color Slate, and I made this basket weave cowl with it. So you can see how the colors came up on this one. On this alpine color, it's a little more subtle. The color changes. There's orange, yellow, some like gray color in there, but a lot more of a standard green. Not so much of a color change like in this one. But I have very much enjoyed it. It's very soft, very fun. And the stitch I'm using is a Roman stitch, and I just love how it just pops every 4 rows. I'm doing a Roman stitch, what I know is a Roman stitch, so it's stockinette for 4 and seat stitch for 2. So yes, very much enjoy this. And that is that. So the reason I did not finish that cowl, it's a very good reason. We had friends who had a little baby girl, so I was busy making some baby hats. And here is one. I made this a little bit bigger than newborn. That way, babies, they grow so fast. So I wanted them to have something that they could reach for once those newborn hats suddenly do not fit overnight, because that is how it always happens. So I made this one. This one is using Caron Simply Soft and then just plain acrylic white. And I thought it was so cute. It's just rib stitch, rib 2x2, and then regular knit. But I knit in the round, so it comes out stockinette. Oh, hair, cat hair. And then I made this one. This one. This is the pattern I got it from. It's called a King Charles brocade, and I'm just not in love with it. Not because I don't like how it looks, how that diamond pattern looks. Let me see if I can get it with the camera light. My light is incredibly bright on this. So you can see it's like seed stitched little diamonds that are all connected. There you go. You can kind of see it there. However, this was the first time I've ever attempted it, and it just didn't make it all the way through. So some of them, it just, they didn't make it. Some of the diamond patterns don't look very diamondy, but some of them do look great and some of them do not. And I was really debating about whether to send it or not. And basically I'm like 90% sure I'm not sending this. I already have it in my head. What else? What I'm going to make up real quick instead, because I'm just not happy with how it looks. And I can't send it. Ugh. My husband says to just send it anyway, but it's going to bug me. Does that happen to anyone? Comment below if that's happened to you before. You're like, just like, I can't send it the way it is. So I'm not really sure, or I can't gift it the way it is. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with this. I know that there are plenty of charities out there that would love to have it. It is really pretty, and unless you know what you're looking for, you're probably not going to notice that the stitch is off. It's just, I notice it. So, oh well. I can make another one up real quick, and what I've decided to make is a little hat like this. So this we received when my daughter, my 2-year-old, was born, and I just remember looking at it thinking it was the cutest thing. They brought it in when they wheeled in her little bassinet, and it was already in the bassinet for her. And so it had been gifted, to the hospital to gift to new moms, to new babies. And again, my light is quite bright on it. Can I turn you? No, I don't think I can. So, at the time I got this, I was like, oh my gosh, look at that stitch. That's so pretty. How is it done? I didn't know. You'll notice as the videos progress that I'm progressing with my knitting as well. I've really decided that I want to delve in a little bit deeper and challenge myself more with my knitting. So when I got this, I didn't realize what it was. Now, as I'm looking at it again, I dug it out and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a Roman stitch. It's just in alternating colors. So I'm going to make up one of these real quick, and I'm going to use the same colors, so keep the continuity there with the purples. I like purple things for little baby girls. I made a lot of purple things for my girls. So, and then I have a couple washcloths. Who can go wrong with these? I actually have a friend who uses them as burp cloths as well, but I make my baby washcloths quite big compared to, you know, the little tiny ones you get in like gift sets and things. And to quote my husband, it's the baby that's small, not my hands. So he hated those teeny tiny little washcloths that he could never grab a hold. It was just too small. So I made a larger one specifically for him when he was giving the babies baths. And he's like, this is what we need. So I make my baby washcloths a little bit larger. Then they grow with a kid. Like once a kid gets a little bit older, you still got washcloths. So yes, there's that. So I've had fun with all that. I had these in stock. I had them done already. I had to make this up real quick, and I have to make up the other one very shortly because I want to get that hat out to them, or this little gift set out to them. I was very disappointed in this hat. No one would know, right? Oh well. So yeah, there's that. That is what I've been working on. I had to show you this. My sister-in-law got me this for Christmas. Knit one, sip two. Yes, please. Sipping water right now, but this is ideal. So she got me this. I had to laugh when I opened it up. All knitting because I can only knit. I cannot crochet. And I don't do any other crafts at all. There is what's her name? Carrie Penny over on Happy Crafty Homemaker. I think that's what it's called. I'll link her down below. She does like knitting, crochet, paper crafts. I think she sews. I've just started watching her YouTube channel and I love it. It's very, very similar to this. So very vloggy. She does like show and tell videos. She does some unboxing, yarn reviews, which I hope to do a little bit in the future. I don't have any dedicated videos to yarn review, but I do kind of review them a little bit when I'm talking about the crafts of the projects I'm working on. So if you do like this type of video, I do recommend you checking out Carrie Penny over on Happy Crafty Homemaker, because she's just, it's so fun to watch her. Yeah, there's that. But as I was watching some of her videos, one of her newer one was a recap of her 2019 craft goals. And that got me thinking about my own 2020 knitting goals. And I kind of touched upon them in my last video, but watching her go over her goals from last year really inspired me to sit down and think about my goals for this year. So I wrote them down. And I'm going to tell you what they are here. So here we go. We're diving in. I actually want to weigh all of my finished products. Yes, I want to weigh them all. I started with these 2 hats, which I'm not going to have to redo, because I want to kind of keep account of how much yarn I'm bringing in as in comparison to how much I'm using and getting out of the house. That way I kind of keep myself in check so I don't go crazy, because just thinking about going on a yarn spree right now makes me like my heart race. Be like, oh, it'd be so much fun. But I have a lot that I need to use up. And in reality, this is not as much yarn as I thought I had. I thought I had a lot more, which is good. That means I've used a lot more than I thought I actually did. Last year I did, for Lent, I mentioned this before, for Lent I did 40 preemie hats in 40 days. And that was a great way for me to kind of use up a lot of my baby yarn. And that ties into another goal I have this year. But I don't want to let myself get like too crazy with how much yarn I have. I still have more yarn around the house that is definitely not up there. And I have a box right here, which it's not really a box, it's like half a box that is full of yarn. Not full, it's like halfway full, that I need to use. But I have some projects in mind, and my knitting goals for this year are going to help. So next up I have finish 40 preemie hats to donate. Like I said, last year I did 40 in 40 days. That's not going to happen this year. Being realistic. I have 3 kids now, 1 baby who at about that time is really going to start getting mobile. She's already starting to sit on her own, and I know next will be crawling, and before I know walking, and I just can't do 40 hats in 40 days. And so, and she's very much a mama's girl. I'm surprised you have not heard her downstairs. She's downstairs with my husband right now, and usually we hear her fussing, which is a good sign. It means she's kind of warming up towards him. So I want to finish 40 in 2020, which is definitely attainable for me. But I also want to finish 10 scarves this year for charity. And I have a lot of worsted weight yarn, things like this, that I know I will be able to use up quick for that. And a lot of the scarves I make, I normally will double strand because we live in the North Country and we get a lot of cold temperatures and a lot of lake effect snow. So I like to make sure they're nice and comfy, cozy. So I think that will be helpful in getting a lot of, the yarn out of the house. I have in my head, like, the amount to use is around 25 pounds of yarn, which is crazy to think about. But I think once I really start, using it and getting on with it, it will quickly add up. Yeah, so there's that. So 10 charity scarves and 40 preemie hats. That's really only 50 projects, and they're pretty quick projects once I get started on them. I also want to start a scrap blanket, a knit scrap blanket. So I've seen a lot of them, a lot of crocheted ones, and I think they look great. I love how, people get all the different colors together and everything. However, a lot of the ones that I see are crocheted, and I can't crochet. I don't know how. I've tried to learn. It's just not in the cards for me right now. So I want to find a knit pattern, and I've looked at a couple. However, the ones that I found are all like pick up stitches to continue knitting. Like, you knit as you go. Like, you have the amount to knit. I don't know. It was, I don't know how to pick up stitches. It's probably not nearly as difficult as I think it is. And I just need to learn how to do it. But I was hoping to find one where it was just you knit them all individually. I don't know, maybe that takes longer, but I still want to start one because I think that would also be a good way to use up kind of the little skeins that I have hanging out around the house. That is really not enough to make a big project, but not enough to, like, I don't know. There's too much to get rid of, but not enough to do anything with. You know, do you guys have any projects that you like to do? I do not do anagurumi. I can't do I can't even say it. When you make the little, like, characters and things, they look really cute, but it looks like a lot of weaving in and everything, and I don't want to do it this year. But do you guys have any projects that you like to use up your little, like, teeny tiny skeins of yarn with? Because I need to find something. I really want to do a scrap blanket, though, because I like them. Yeah. And last but not least, I want to learn to cable knit. And, all right. My grandmother used to tell me, like, cable knitting is not, knitting a cable is not nearly as difficult as I thought it was. And I was kind of like, yeah, okay. It looks really complicated. She says the same thing about sweaters. And she says, as soon as I knit my first sweater, I'll be hooked and I'll just be making them all the time. But I finally, like, sat down and watched a YouTube video on how to knit a cable and was shocked. My jaw dropped at how less complicated it was than I was making it out to be. So that is definitely one I'm going to do this year. Cable knitting it's going to enter into my works from now on, which I'm really excited about. Like I said, I've looked at them, I've awed over them, and now I'm like, oh, I can do them. So yes, I'm excited to start doing that. One other project I want to finish, knit project I want to finish. All right, I'm going to be honest. This is the third time I have filmed this video. The third. The other two videos both got deleted. There was nothing wrong with them. They just got deleted before I could upload them, which was very frustrating. So when I talk about this next project, it's the third time I've talked about it. So I'm like, my anxiety about it has gone up. I am going to finish the sock that I talked about in my last video. That is what I'm doing. It has to be done this year. If it is not done, I don't care if I finish it between Christmas and New Year's of, upcoming Christmas and New Year's, but I am absolutely finishing it this year. I get anxiety when I see it, and it's in my dining room, so I see it a lot. I don't even know where the mate to this sock is anymore. It's somewhere in the house. I need to find it. The first sock I made anyway was really wonky. I somehow made the widest part just before you knit the toes. I made it super wide. I don't know how. So they're not even like gonna be socks that I can wear out because they won't fit into a shoe. But I need to finish them. And it's gonna happen this year. It has to. And I can get over this second sock syndrome that I have. And then I'm going to listen to my friend Anna, and I'm going to learn how to magic loop my socks from then on, because that seems to be the way to go when you have that second sock syndrome, is to just knit them both at the same time. I've watched how to do magic loop. It looks incredibly confusing, but I'm gonna learn. Maybe not this year. Maybe that will be 2021 goals. But next time I make a pair of socks, that's probably gonna be how I do it. Yeah. Probably. I don't know. Marley Bird, who is the national spokesperson for Red Heart Yarns, has a video series here on YouTube about, like, I think it's called My First Socks or something like that, where she goes through step by step with you. And I find I've done some of her other tutorials on projects, and I find that I'm really in tune with how she teaches. So I might do her series after I get this sock done. That has to get done. It has to get done. Has to. All right. Moving on from that sock. Last but not least is something I am actually going to need my husband's help with, and that is renovating this office. Yep. We live in a house we purchased this probably about 1.5 years ago, and we love the house. It's amazing and so like quirky and non-traditional, definitely not cookie cutter, and we love it. And the people that owned it before us did a wonderful job with it. I've seen pictures of how they had it styled and decorated with their stuff in it. There was a lot of antiques, and the wallpaper kind of reflects that. It's very, very like downstairs. It's metallic and like felt wallpaper, so it was very expensive to put up. But it is not in the style that my husband and I like. It's very busy. And we don't have a lot of stuff that goes up against the wall, so it's very busy wallpaper that we look at all day. So, we've done our master bedroom and the dining room downstairs. And we thought this year we kind of want to do something that's a little more friendly to our wallet. In this office, it's not big at all. So we figured that would be a good, like, you get the, yay, got something done, got something accomplished feeling, but it doesn't reflect so much in your wallet, in my wallet, in his wallet. So that's going to happen this year. He is thinking it'll take about six weekends to do. And that includes electrical, because there's not much in the way of outlets in this house. When we redid our master bedroom, I think he put in about 6 outlets, because one of his biggest pet peeves is like not being able to find an outlet when he wants to plug something in. So there's like 6 outlets that he put in our master bedroom. And yeah, I think he has like 4 planned for this little office, and I don't know how big it is. He could tell you. I don't judge square foot, but yeah, we're excited to do that this year. And I'm stressing already because we're going to keep all the wood trim the way you see it, but I'm pretty bad and I get really anxious about picking paint colors. So if you can think of any that match that, I mean, this cream kind of works, but this is a wallpaper and we're not keeping the wallpaper. But a cream color would probably work, nice and bright. I don't know. If you can think of a color that works good with that, comment down below. And while you're down there, hit like and subscribe, because growing this channel in 2020 is also something I am hoping to do. And I'd love for you to be a part of that. So I'm going to go. Those are all of my goals for this year. I hope you stick around to see me accomplish them. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you here. So I'm going to take off. I hope you had fun. This was a longer video. Sorry. But I wanted to get in what I've been working on and also my goals slash resolutions for the year. They're definitely not like must get them done goals. They are things that I want to accomplish. So, all right, everyone, I'm going to take off. I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous week, depending on when you are watching this. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye.